Welcome back to the podcast. If you are a woman who is here to lead, who knows that she is here to do really purpose-driven work, it is going to require you and invite you to get really comfortable and to learn how to command and embody your power. And this is exactly what we're going to be breaking down on today's episode, because you came here to be powerful. You didn't come here to be palatable, to be a meek woman who simply sits in the corner, who simply accepts the status quo. No, you came here to lead a movement. You came here to incarnate and share the wisdom and transmissions, the frequencies that your soul has carried throughout all of the lifetimes, because we are in a pivotal point in history, in the history of the earth right now, where those who are called to lead are here to lead impactful movements that help change the trajectory of where this consciousness is going. And this is why it is so important, if you're a woman, if you're a leader, that you lead, that you understand that you are here to be powerful. You are not here to be palatable, to be the good girl, to be the meek woman, to be the woman who simply says, yes, please, no, thank you, who doesn't disrupt. The leaders who are here right now are here to disrupt, are here to break the institutions who have functioned on really suppressing the masses. And that's how they've got their power. The leaders and this feminine style of leadership that we are moving into is a call for women to awaken, for women to embody their power. And within that, it can be the most terrifying thing in the world. And I really want to normalize this. And I'm going to start by sharing a story of the first time that I truly felt how powerful I was. I was in Bali and I was on a retreat, and it was the first time that I connected to the expansiveness of my soul. Now, I am an ancient being. I have been incarnating since the very start of time. And to be honest, I'm tired. This is my last life, and I'm kind of really looking forward for the temple that's awaiting me. Within my ancientness, within my old soul, within the records and the energetic memory, are all the lifetimes that I have been persecuted because I had very important wisdom that needed to come through, but was so disruptive, was so against the religious scriptures that were being rolled out at that time, that time and time and time and time again, I have been killed. And so within my body is the records of these memories of the times that I have been killed for owning my power. And so when I was first starting, and to be honest with you, I'm still learning this. I'm still learning how to command my power to fulfill the bigness of the mission that I came here to do, because I'm not coming back again. So I have made a pledge that I will do anything that I can to complete that mission. And that requires this dance of owning my power and feeling how truly fucking big that is, and not being scared of it, and not being like, oh my God, it's too much. Oh my God, it's too spicy. And my coach literally pulled me up on this week. She's like, why are you saying that your power is too much? Why are you saying that your power is spicy? And it was a really subtle way in which I was dismissing and not really embodying the true power of who I am at a spiritual and an energetic level. There is this constant dance that we play because we carry the imprints of all the times that we've incarnated in, and the times that, if you're a woman, you have been killed for sharing your magic. You have been killed for speaking up. The witch hunts are one of the biggest genocides against women that has ever existed. And now, yes, it is safer, but there are still very real threats. And so I really want to normalize this dance between owning your power, learning to embody it, learning to harness it to fulfill your purpose, and the wolf in sheep's clothing that are the threats for a woman when she does own that. So, for instance, when I started speaking about what happens when a woman reclaims her pleasure, the first time I did a post about that, I got shadow banned on Instagram. One of my best friends who does amazing work in the world of women's health, menstrual cycles, awakening your pleasure, to learn to lead from that place, she, in the exact same week, also had all of her social media taken off her because the work that she was doing is so disruptive that people are reporting her. Right? Now, this work that she does is so sacred. It's coded. It's deeply impactful. I personally see her, but it's also disruptive. And so when we're owning more of our power, we don't gaslight ourselves and say that those threats don't exist. Those threats do exist. I'm not going to pretend that they don't. We've seen the way that anyone that goes against the narrative is censored. And so that's a very real thing. However, we must remember our power. We must remember that the reason that women are being censored is because we are on the precipice of change right now. We are on the precipice of where the collective is shifting, and we're shifting to this feminine style of leadership. Women will be the future CEOs. It is women who will be running the businesses, because when a woman is in power, she understands that she is here to support the collective, that she is only as good as the communities, the people around her. And this is where we're going to see wealth distributed in a much more even way to help bring people up. Because when a woman rises and a woman is not wounded, she brings up the community of people within her. Because let me tell you, the reason that you as a woman have been censored, the reason you have been killed lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, is because you are truly powerful. Is because within you have the energetic codes and the frequencies to manipulate energy, to create within your womb are the very frequencies of creation. And I don't know a woman who is not so fucking disconnected from her womb, who's not suffering painful periods, who's having trouble conceiving, because you've become so disconnected from your cycles, from your power, that your body is literally responding in the form of disease. And so the most important thing a woman can do is start to anchor into her power, start to drop down into the womb space, because when you drop into the womb space, that is when you are truly, truly powerful. You are unstoppable. Because let me tell you, if you are here to lead a movement, if you have a big vision, if you want to be the thought leader in your life, you cannot let the conditioning of I need to be a good girl, I need to make sure that I'm not offending anybody, hold you back because you're watering down your message. You're being palatable. The world doesn't need palatable women. That is not leadership. You came here to spark your arrows into the hearts of people, to awaken them to the ways in which they are also being disempowered. I do not care if my clients don't like me. I'm not here to please them, but I am here to awaken them. I'm here to call them up to a version of themselves that is here to do really sacred, important work. And if you're a woman who wants to lead, that is also your role. You are literally here to lead. And to lead is to be so convicted in who you are, how you came here to serve, and the impact of that you can't let these other people hold you back. Because when people try and bring an empowered woman down, they either are scared of her power or they are jealous because she's doing something that they secretly want to do inside of them. And this is one of the most heartbreaking things I see online, is other women tearing each other down. You know, why? Have we not moved past that? We need to move into an era where women are lifting each other up, where women say, I see you, I know how hard it is, and let's all rise together. Because anything else is simply wounding. Anything else is simply your conditioning that a powerful woman is dangerous. And guess what? She fucking is. And if you are here to lead, if you are here to do really impactful work, you cannot do it and not own your power, because there is a frequency and a transmission within your soul that needs to be shared within the collective. And that is not going to come from you watering down your message. And it is the most powerful thing a woman can do. So this week, I want you to get really clear on all the ways that you are watering down yourself. Where are you playing safe? Where are you looking at your life and going, oh, I can't really do that, even though you know your soul wants to? What are the stories that you're telling yourself about other women who are taking up space? Other women who are loud, who are erotic, who are rebellious. And what part of you are you not allowing to come through? And I don't want to diminish how hard this is, because I, as someone who is a leader, as someone who helps empower women to reconnect back to their power, it's still a dance for me. It's still this massaging of noticing where really subconsciously I am judging myself for how fucking powerful I am. Because the moment you realize and you really tap down into the power of your womb and you go, oh, you realize that the limitations, the stories that you're telling yourself right now, you realize how much they are holding you back and how fucking bullshit they are, right? How much these stories are keeping you disconnected. And yes, the first time you touch your power, it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to sometimes feel overwhelming because you walk through your entire life from a place of disempowerment. And you've been stuck in victim mentality of, oh, I'm this way because of X, Y, and Z, and there's nothing I can do to change my reality. Actually, you are the creator of your reality. And by you saying that, you are being in victim consciousness. So what would happen if you, as the creator of your reality, took control of that and said, maybe let's just experiment. What would an empowered woman, what would I do if I was confident? If I wasn't holding myself back, if I wasn't worrying about people fucking judging me? Like, do we even care? Do we care what the strangers on the internet think? If they have nothing better to do than to sit there and judge you, I actually think that says so much more about their life. Why aren't they out there living? Haters gonna hate. And allow that to be a sign that you are honing your power, that you are disrupting the system, that your words are piercing into them and it's activating and awakening something in them that is so uncomfortable that they have to lash out at you. When I get haters on the internet now, I actually think it's quite funny, because what I said must have really touched them if they have to take time out of their day to tell me that I am the devil, to tell me that I am going to hell, which doesn't actually exist, by the way. It's a bullshit narrative that the church made up to keep you disempowered from the more deeper, more intense parts of your emotions. Because from when you go in and you learn that your anger is fuel, that your grief is expansive, that your shame is the pathway to you reclaiming your confidence, when you go in and meet those parts of yourself, you alchemize it all. And without that, you will never touch your power. And this is what the church wanted. The church wanted women disconnected from their bodies, their spiritual power, and their eroticism, because when a woman connects to those three things, she is unstoppable. I just want you to let that land for a moment. They wanted you to believe that you had to go to some bullshit priest to connect to the divine, to connect to the gods and goddesses. You are the gods and goddesses. Your ability to channel them through your body. That is what they are feared. That's what they've feared for millennia. It's why all the pagan traditions have been eroded for the most part, right? Did you know that every single church is actually built on an ancient pagan site, because those sites are energetic portals that were worshipped and revered? It's why when you go into a church in Europe, you feel something. It's not the church. It's that the church is siphoning the spiritual and the energetic frequencies that are in those pockets. And the pagans understood that. The pagans understood how to work with them, that nature is our greatest teacher. And so I want you to get really clear this week is, how can you start to reconnect to your power? How can you start to show up from a place that is going to feel uncomfortable? And I want you just to allow yourself for one moment to feel the expansive that is available to you. Because when you can touch that, when you can start to feel it in your body, it is overwhelming. But from that moment, you know that a lot of what you learned has been lies. You know that actually as a woman, you have powers that most people, men in particular, will never be able to touch the way that you can. And that's why you have been disempowered for centuries. That's why you're dangerous. That's why you're suppressed. That's why they try and quieten women who go against the narrative, because you have the ability to bring it all down. And guess what? It's coming down. It's coming down. The institutions that have been controlling, manipulating, those days are over. And so see this as your invitation to rise, to harness your power, to do the thing that your soul came here to do. And this is exactly why this week I have created some rituals for you. They're in the show notes that are going to help you start to release the things that are holding you back and reconnect to your sacred power. Because my love, you came here to lead. You came here to be powerful. And I know that dance is hard. God, trust me, I freaking live it all the time. That place of power, empowerment, disempowerment. But it's time for you to remember. And if you're a woman who's really ready to take this a step further, spaces are open in my world for both the Consciousness Collective and a very limited number of one-to-one places. So go ahead, apply below in the show notes, and I will see you soon. Thank you.